Okay.
Yeah, I will go to
Your schedule is so hectic.
tree this weekend, so we can
Okay. Well,
relax for a while.
so it seems the restaurant is it already okay
Also,
or mhm.
yeah, December 23rd. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like almost most of the things are already all set.
You
Okay,
know,
well that's good.
in
Anyways, you still
Taiwan
have
or in China, I see
November,
we
right?
all
Any
have
specific date or what's the
traditional
specific date on December?
way to pick up the date for the wedding or for the engagement.
23rd.
Uh,
Okay.
there, there are masters
Why did you
who
choose
is
that date, the
professional with pick
23rd?
up the date
Any
uh,
special reason?
because they seek some
Mm-hmm.
specific time or date is more suitable for specific activities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we need to pay for it, and they will help us. They will depend on my birthday and my girlfriend's birthday, and even my parents' birthday and her parents' birthday, and
Mm-hmm.
try to make a perfect date,
Okay.
a few perfect
So
dates,
did you
so we
ask
can
this masters?
pick a
No.
date from those dates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Feng Shui is more about location, geography location. Like if you are
Uh-huh.
going to buy a new house, and you will like to know
Okay.
which
Wow, that
which
sounds
way
interesting.
is
Is this some
perfect,
sort of
like
like feng
when your
shui?
door need to face to
Oh, that's
west side
that's
or
that's the is
east
that the
side or
right
something like
term
that.
or is it the same
Yeah,
term
it's
you're
more
using?
about the location. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In English, I don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
describe it. Let me Google it.
Okay. So what is the counterpart? If you're asking for,
Yeah.
different, um, just like the date of your engagement party. So what do you call that kind of, like a,
Well, I don't think there are
well, technically feng shui, it's not also in
exact word.
English. It's a
What
Chinese
I
word.
search is sexagenary cycle. Is that the real word in English? I put it on Skype. Yeah, do you know it?
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, what I know when it comes to
Children.
this cycle, based on the name itself, sexagenary, it's more of like a calendar, and I think I've seen some of this of my workmates or friends who are actually married
Oh,
and they want to
yeah,
know
similar
what
to
would be
that.
the
But
gender
how
of
about
their,
your
their
wedding date? Would you pick
children,
up your
right?
date
So they will actually consult
like
this
this, or you
particular
just pick
calendar,
uh,
and
any
it
day you
will
like?
provide them the, any specific date and what would be the gender of your children. Is that similar to this one?
How? Yeah, yeah, yeah. How do you
For
decide
that,
which date?
well, the calendar that they're using, that's only particular for knowing what's the gender of your
Oh,
children. But when it comes to special occasions like wedding or engagement party, so your question is, do we consult? Mm, well, we just choose. It's just based on, our emotion or any particular, let's
uh-huh.
say, for us,
Oh, it's
our
easier.
wedding that was actually March 28th. There's no actually any particular reason. We just want
Yeah, and
March
most of
28th.
us,
Maybe we're both
if
available,
the
or
date is
our,
a good day,
how do you call this?
there are
Our
many couples will choose us
grandparents
that day
are
too.
actually available on
So
those dates,
yeah, you
something
can
like
see
that.
if
Yeah.
you see someone get married,
Yes.
they
Unlike
drive
you need to
a red
consult
car
a
on the
certain
street,
master, and you
you will
still need to
see
pay for them also.
more and more cars
Oh,
like
wow.
that because there are a lot of couples get married in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, if the
Oh,
date
okay.
is a good day, it's suitable for wedding, so there would be a lot of couples choose that day too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
In your case, is that what you mean? Mm-hmm. Mm.
okay, it is so different.
Okay. For us, it's normally June. That's actually like the month
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
wedding. Yeah, June. That's why we have this called June bride. You're a June bride, or yeah, it's normally June. That's
Yeah,
wherein
we
most
just
couples actually
left
decided to get
a
married
few
for
vocabulary
that month.
words that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. So there, of course, that depends on our tradition, our culture, right? Yeah. Okay. So, we've done discussing about a particular speech or talk,
Let me
right?
try to ask you first. Uh, have you
Mm-hmm.
ever penetrated through
Mm-hmm.
your
Okay. So
clothes
right now,
because you
we'll just
forget
try
to
to use
bring
this
umbrella
vocabulary
in the
words
raining day?
by, asking questions, throwing questions. So,
Through your
would you like
clothes?
to ask me first, or should I start and ask the question first?
Clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, clothes. You forget to bring umbrella.
Have you ever penetrated through your clothes?
Uh,
Because,
like soap or let something become wet.
Okay, when we say penetrate, let's go with the definition of this word first. So, what do you know about the definition of penetrate?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's one. Water can penetrate, let's say, into the wall
So how
or
should I
to your
describe
clothes.
it? I mean, in the rainy day and you forget to put
Also,
your
sunlight,
so you
light
your
can
clothes
also
get
penetrate, let's say, into a glass window. So, based on your question, have you ever penetrated through your clothes? It's not actually a correct sentence using the word penetrate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. So, have you ever
penetrated
experienced being soaked under rain because you forget your umbrella? There.
it's not
So, if you're
about
thor-
water, but also for the
thoroughly
light.
wet, so you could say you're soaked. Or you're wet because of the rain.
Virus. Okay.
Yeah, light, water. You can also use this, let's say, um, virus.
Okay.
Yeah, virus or cancer cells. Cancer cells can penetrate into those healthy cells into your body. Yeah, so it's a verb. Okay, I'll give you the specific meaning or synonyms for the word penetrate. So you can, just like my sentence last time. So the water can penetrate into the wall of our room. That's why it gets um, it gets wet in our room.
Okay.
So it's more of like a forcing way. So it's like pierce. The knife penetrated his lungs. Let's say someone tried to kill a certain person or stab a person. So the knife penetrated his lungs. So those are actually examples. So again, this is a verb.
Yeah.
So do you get the idea or the meaning of this word? Okay, so you're ready for a sentence?
Do you have the moment that the whole family is penetrated with joy? Uh, do you have the moment that the whole family is penetrated with joy?
Okay. Do you have the moment? I'm sorry, could you repeat the sentence? Do you have? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so penetrated with joy. If you use this type of, word in this type of a sentence, it's not also correct, Sean. It is because there is more specific or accurate word to, refer
Okay.
about, the feeling joy or emotion joy. So do you have a moment that the whole family ever felt? It's more of, that
Okay.
the whole family felt with joy.
That's because I see an example like this. The whole
So
country
this
is
one, this is
penetrated
another
with fear.
example. Okay, I'll start the question.
So it's
Okay.
not a common way to use this.
So, yeah, because here's another
Yeah.
example. You can also say this. So they penetrated the enemy territory, wherein instead of using penetrated, you can actually use they invaded the enemy territory, right? So in this case, so the sentence that you've seen, it's more of like unusual sentences. So you mentioned that the country has been penetrated with fear, right? So anyway, so on the sentence itself, or on the definition of the word itself,
Okay.
penetrate, it succeed in
See.
forcing a way into or through. So, okay, we can consider your sentence, but like I've said, it is an unusual type of sentence. Okay, because if I'm gonna ask you, do you rather to use the word penetrate instead of, let's say like your sentence? Do you have the moment that the
Okay.
whole
Feel with
family
joy.
is um is penetrated with joy, or is filled with joy? You can actually say
Okay.
that. Yeah, filled. So it's like, your family feel they're overwhelming with emotions or with joy. So here, like I've said, it's an unusual sentence. So, answering your question,
Okay.
is it? Okay. Yes, there is a moment that our
So
whole
will you
family
counting
is
down for the
penetrated
new
with
year?
joy, especially when
Counting down.
New Year's time.
Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Because all of the family are gathered together to celebrate and welcome the new year. I'm sorry?
Oh.
Counting down. Yeah, of course. And especially if my older brothers are actually also with us, they are the one who will start the fireworks. So yeah, it's actually very, very happy type, like a family tradition. But we just experienced that, I think just once or twice that I've experienced. Yeah, that's why this is the only moment when our whole family is penetrated with joy. Because, let's say, last year, we didn't celebrate New Year in my parents' house. We celebrated here on my husband's house, or on my mother-in-law's house. Yeah, because see, it's different. The feeling it's actually different if you're with your own family, right?
Daughter back.
So how about you? Is there any moment that your whole family is penetrated with joy?
Penetrated with joy. I mean, my sister took her daughter to my home, our home. Yeah, it was our house.
What do you mean they took their daughters back? Or their...
Not really. She
to your house.
Go home
Okay.
twice a month.
Oh, so
Yeah,
your sister
whenever she
does not
came
always
home,
or
my
often
parents
bring her children?
all felt happy because they can play with her daughter. Yeah, especially as she's adorable, so yeah.
Okay. Because I think your sister's daughter is their first granddaughter. Yeah, I think.
Oh.
Okay. Well, our parents, once they see their grandchildren, that's actually, you can actually differentiate their feeling or their emotions compared how they treat us, their, daughter or sons, between their grandchildren. Right? So there. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So both of us, we both learned, with the word penetrate. Because like I've said, for me, I seldom use that type of, sentences.
To mix
but
something together.
Okay. Next, composite. Oh, composite is... Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more of, again, it's a mixture, a blend. So those are actually synonyms.
Can you distinguish the picture is composite or okay, I don't know how to say that. I mean, the picture is composite or just drawn by one person. Yeah, if the picture is composite, it means there are many people to draw it together.
Or drawn by one person?
Yeah.
So,
the picture
can you
is
distinguish?
composite
Is that your
or
sentence? Distinguish?
drawn by one person?
Can you distinguish if the picture or okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that can be.
am I not supposed
So again,
to
it's
make
a
question?
mixture, combination. So is this your question to me? Okay. No, I'm sorry. It's just like a general question. Um, when you say picture, yeah, because I'm thinking of a
Yeah.
picture that's actually
Yeah.
being, taken
So I
by
should say
camera
that
or
it
by
is
cell
a
phone, by your
canvas.
cell phone. So I think you're referring to a canvas or a painting, something like that. Oh, okay, get now. Yeah, you can say that a canvas, if it's actually being drawn by, like you said, if it's composite or drawn by one person. So for me, I like arts, but then I'm not that an expert when it comes to
Totally have no idea.
trying to classify or distinguish if the canvas is actually drawn by one person or a composite. Yeah. How about you? Yeah. Me neither. So I don't know. All right.
Oh.
So composite. This is.
Okay.
What type of
yes, I
word
have.
is this? It's a adjective. Okay. Next, hollow block.
Not exactly, but only for the wall.
So let me ask you first. Have you seen an hollow blocks? Okay. Now, have you seen a house that's actually being built with hollow blocks? Well, technically, it's hollow blocks. It's more on being used if you start the foundation or the wall of the house. Yeah, it's more of using hollow blocks.
It's made of red bricks.
How about a house in Taiwan? Houses in Taiwan. What is it made of?
Actually, I'm not really know what's inside in the wall.
So it's like an old
imagination,
type of
I think
house,
it's built
an ancestral Asian
of
house.
red bricks and put cement on it. Cement. Yeah, put cement together, and finally they paint.
I'm sorry. What word is that again?
Surface.
Cement. Cement.
It's the wall. How the wall build up. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I think what you just noticed, it's more of just the surface of a wall already, but not thoroughly inside. Okay. What about foundations or walls of buildings? Have you encountered that? Because here in the Philippines, they tend to try to renovate buildings or try to demolish buildings, then try to build
Oh, just
a
like
new
a
one.
rebuilding thing.
Yeah. So it's like they're gonna demolish a certain
Yeah,
house or
it's
building,
also
and then they will
common in
build a
Taiwan.
new building.
There are many people who like to
Yes.
rebuild
Right.
their old house.
Okay.
Plastic sizer. Um,
Alrighty.
have
Okay,
you
next
using
it's your
plastic
turn to ask a
sizer
question.
for anything?
Hmm.
Okay.
I think I haven't used plasticizer.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I never experienced using it. So plasticizer, it's more of a substance, right? Okay, so it's more of a substance added to a synthetic resin to produce or promote plasticity and flexibility to reduce brittleness. So this is more of,
Okay.
used for buildings, or yeah, it's more of construction of materials or building
I'm
houses
just
or
thinking,
whatnot. So yeah, I never tried
there
using
was a
it.
news in Taiwan. Some bad,
How about you?
some. How to say that? Some factory which manufacture drinks, they will put plasticizer into the drinks. So uh, it's unhealthy to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is because, like I've said, it's a substance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And or a chemical that's actually being used to rubbers, to make a
Yeah.
certain or particular materials to make it more brittle, or
Um,
it's easily broken.
it was a
So if
big
there
news
this type of chemicals
a
or
few
substance will
years
be
ago,
added
but I
into
already forgot the
drinks,
specific
it,
brand of
is
drinks.
there particular type of drinks?
Not really just in Taiwan. Taiwanese brand.
Is that like a worldwide or a famous? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm
Oh yeah,
afraid that we have that because
the
like
milk powder.
before, Chinese brands also. This one Chinese brands were in,
Oh,
those what is this, fresh milk? Remember that? I'm not sure if it's powder or something, but it's actually more of fresh milk. It's more of
mm,
these are, when you say fresh milk, you can just drink it. It's like an instant um, milk drink. So they actually added, like what you mentioned, added chemicals in it, but it has a negative um,
Yeah, and you can buy it in
effects.
your country.
And normally, it. Oh, I'm not sure if it's also powder because babies were also affected when
Oh,
they tried to
okay.
drink this type of
So,
milk. Yeah, because there are a lot of goods are actually being exported here in the Philippines. Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Sometimes it's actually being smuggled, wherein it doesn't go through the rules or the correct process of being imported here
yeah,
in the Philippines. Because if they pass through the rules, they have to pay taxes. And sometimes taxes is more expensive compared to the amount of the products.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I remember
But
those
I'm
news
not
too.
sure if they were affected here in the Philippines,
Terrible.
but what I remember, it's more of babies in China. That's what I remember. Okay, yeah, see, it's very,
Made in
uh,
China.
it is. So from that time, we actually stopped purchasing or buying milks that's actually, Chinese brand.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay,
Additives.
there. So
Um,
with qualified versus good quality, so we've already tackled that last time, or we discussed it. Okay. Lastly, additives. Okay, so have you tried
um,
drinking
yes, I think
energy
so.
drinks that
I
has
have drank
um,
Red
certain
Bull.
amount of additives added into it?
Yeah, so I think it has some kind of additives in it.
Okay. Okay.
Serious.
Um, I think the additives that's actually added to this type of energy drink, Red Bull, steroids.
Really?
Yeah. Are you familiar about steroids? This will actually make your muscle more bigger or because some of those bodybuilders, they're actually drinking or taking capsules. But this type of capsules has steroids.
Uh-huh.
These are um, it's actually in the form of like the
Bigger?
vitamins that's added into it,
Wow.
and it will improve their
Really?
body.
So I must
It will
drink
not just
more
improve,
Red Bull.
it will definitely, make your body or muscle grows bigger, right?
Also, if not enough,
Well, if for Red Bull, there's just certain,
yeah.
this amount of it. Because of course, if you just drink, sometimes steroids will just heighten your feeling or you feel really awake. But if you don't do any type of workout or whatnot, or let's say exercise or workout, then it will
Okay.
not definitely show or
Yeah,
it
too
won't
bad.
it won't directly show into your body to your body or into your muscle. So you're planning to drink a lot of Red Bull? Okay. I think what you need is to drink,
Yeah.
those type of vitamins. But these are actually being imported, most more of these vitamins are coming from the United States. And if you will see, the container are actually very big or large. Imagine that how many tablets or capsules are in there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then on the side of the bottles, you will see there, the body of those two, bodybuilders. Yeah.
No, Red Bull or coffee. Because,
Aside from Red Bull,
aside from Red
would there
Bull,
be
I
other
can
other energy
remember
drinks?
other brands of energy drink.
Okay. Okay. Also, one thing when it comes to drinking this type of, energy drinks or vitamins that will increase their, their strength. Some athletes or professional sports actually abused steroids. And if it was actually find out that you are taking steroids, you'll get disqualified. Yeah, because again, steroid has a very big impact, or it it will,
No.
like I've said, your strength. I'm not sure if who is that particular boxer. Are you fond of watching boxing? No. What else? What other? So there, as long as other professional sports or athletes, they actually overuse or abuse steroids, so that has a side effect. And if it's actually find out by, let's say, a committee of particular sports, then they get disqualified because they need to, let's say, bodybuilders. So if you want to really have a good body posture or muscles, it should be in a natural way.
Yeah.
So, so if you have plans, you can take steroids, but don't overuse or abuse it.
Take it too much, I will be
Even
addicted.
medicine, there are some medicines that
Addicted.
has steroids. Yes. Yeah, you will get addicted to it. Even antibiotics, there is additives or steroids added into it. Yeah, so I think one of the medicine of my daughter has a steroid, and it was actually specifically instructed by her pediatrician to follow the measurement of the medicine, because if it's get overdose, there is actually a side effect. Yeah, so there. That's what I'm actually avoiding also. Okay. Alrighty, now let's go to letter B. So we're done with letter B, so the top. Next, letter C.
Voltage cable.
Can you read the instruction here?
Label the cross section with the parts A to E.
Okay, so it's more of like, what are the things needed when it comes to preparing or doing, if you are trying to assemble high voltage cable, or what are the things that actually you need? So this is actually waterproof membrane.
Outer jacket, armor protection, conductor. Okay. So how should I label it? Oh, there is a picture on page 12.
Okay. So you need to write down for number 1. What do you think is that part? The number 2.
Yeah.
I think this is more of like a wire for high voltage. Yeah. So what's inside of it?
Well, it's hard to feel.
Well, it will definitely test
It's so hard.
how good you are in. It's like a wild guess.
Okay.
Don't think that way that it's hard. You can just think that it's just like you're playing a particular or type of a game.
Okay, I'm done with guessing.
Okay. So first, let's try to, describe these words or try to understand.
Insulation.
So for letter A, can you read it? So
Electrics won't
what means?
won't pass through the insulation.
Okay. So what can you give an example of a best
Like rubber.
example of insulator? Okay, rubber. Okay. So insulation is what number? Number 4. Okay, let's see that. Next, letter B, waterproof membrane.
Waterproof membrane. It it can pretend water penetrated with it.
Okay, there you go. You used very good job. You our vocabulary word.
Yeah.
Water. Okay. Next, outer jacket.
The surface.
Okay. So it's the word itself. Next, armor protection.
Armor protection. It's like a shell to protect something.
Okay. And lastly, conductor.
Conductor. It's like a wire can pass through the electrics.
Okay. And one example.
Suddenly forgot it. Copper.
Okay.
Copper.
It's copper. Yeah. Copper, cement. So those are the words you mispronounced today.
Yeah, copper.
Cement. It's okay. So let's check if your answer is correct. So it says here, listen to the description and check your answers in exercise 6C. Can you try? Let's go ahead and listen. Yeah. Can you go ahead and click the recording?
Okay.
Yeah, let's listen together.
Okay. Listen.
Is it playing now? Okay. For some reason, I'm not hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear it on my end. Okay, it's okay. Okay, see?
So
Out of 5.
My answer
Not bad,
number
right?
2
So
and number
it's not
3
just
is
50%, but it's 60%. Okay, so we will definitely discuss more about this next Monday. Okay, so well, that's it for now,
Yeah,
Shaun. Welcome. Have a great evening. Good night to you. Bye.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Good night. Bye.